Good morning, Pastor Steve here. In 1 Samuel 26, 1 through 9, the Ziphites came to Saul to Gibeah, saying, "Doesn't David hide himself on the hill of Hachilah, which is before Jeshimon?" Saul rose and went down to the wilderness of Ziph, having 3,000 chosen men of Israel with him, to seek David in the wilderness of Ziph. And Saul pitched in the hill of Hachilah, which is before Jeshimon, by the way. But David abode in the wilderness, and he saw Saul came after him into the wilderness. David sent out spies and understood that Saul was come indeed. David arose, came to the place where Saul had pitched. David beheld the place where Saul lay, and Abner the son of Ner, the captain of the host. Saul lay in a trench, and the people tented round about him. Then David said to Ahimelech the Hittite and to Abishai the son of Zeruiah, brother to Joab, said, "Who's going to go down with me to the camp?" Abishai said, "I'll go down with you." So David and Abishai came to the people by night, and behold, Saul lay sleeping within the trench, and his spear stuck in the ground in his bolster. But Abner and the people lay round about him. Then said Abishai to David, "God has delivered your enemy into your hand this day. Now therefore let me smite him, I pray you, this spear, even to earth at once, and I will not smite him the second time." And David said to Abishai, "Destroy him not, for who can stretch forth his hand against the Lord's anointed and be guiltless?" Gene Edwards, a number of years ago, wrote a book called The Tale of Three Kings. It's a story of David and Saul and David and Absalom. Many Christians have experienced pain and loss and heartache at the hands of other believers. And the story that he wrote is based on this incident and these incidents in the life of David. The story of David here reacting to Saul. David's content to let God deal with the obstacle in the way of him taking up the kingship, to which he'd been anointed. He knew that Samuel had come, that he was going to be the rightful king, but he was willing to be honorable and let God deal with it in his time. At the other end of David's journey, 2 Samuel 15, his own son, remember Absalom, revolts against him and declares himself king. And he begins a war to unseat David. What does David do? He packs up his bags and heads into the hills again. Verse 25 of 2 Samuel 15, then the king instructed Zadok to take the ark of God back to the city. If the Lord sees fit, he'll bring me back to the ark. But if he is through with me, then let him do what seems best to him. Each time, David, a man after God's own heart, leaves matters in the hands of the true king. David wants God's will above his own, even if it meant he loses the kingship. Are you tempted to take matters into your own hand? Are you, as I tend to be, afraid to stand still and see the salvation of the Lord? Would you rather fight fire with fire? Abigail Van Buren said, "People who fight fire with fire usually end up with ashes." You ponder that, Pastor Steve.